Go. All right, so once you open up both of these sheets, you've got an enemy guesses and a your guesses. And as you gameplay through this, you're going to switch from one sheet to the other depending on what phase of the turn you're in. So step one, though, is to locate your ships, like hide your ships where you want anywhere in the playing field. So since we're in polar, the playing field is this circular dotted line here. You have three ships. You have this green ship, this purple ship, and this orange ship. So it takes 3 hits to sink your green ship, 5 to sink your purple, and 4 hits to sink your orange. They have names: aircraft carrier, submarine, battleship. I don't know which one's which. It doesn't matter. But so you're going to place them anywhere you want using polar coordinates. So let's look at the submarine. There's 3 choices for the radius, because if we made it bigger than that, like if we went out to a radius of 10, the game would take forever. So I'm going to move it a little bit out of the way here so we can see what's going on. All right. So for my green, I can either put it at a radius of 3, a radius of 2, or a radius of 1. And then I can control the angle here, theta, and move it wherever I want. So I'm playing Mr. Tong right now. So I'm just setting up my ships. This is step 1. So I'm going to hide that green one there. Now I'm going to hide my purple one. So I'm going to set the radius. It could be 1, 2, or 3. So we're going to go with that. And I'm going to move the purple angle one around. And I'll go with right there. Lastly, we're going to move our battleship, which is that orange one, I guess. Please note that I can't put it on top of where, like I can't overlap at all. I can't do something like that, right? So I'm going to put the battleship, say, right there. All right, so that's where I chose to put mine. I could maybe go over there, down over here this way, or up over that way, but I'm going to stay right there. All right, so I've set my ships. Mr. Tong is doing the same thing right now.
I'm good to go. You're not going to find these ships, but I'm ready.
Okay. And now I scroll down once my ships are set. And basically on this page, the only thing I'm going to do now is enter Mr. Tong's guesses in this little matrix here. And I'm going to tell him if he hits or misses. Then when it's my turn to guess, I go over here to this sheet, which is blank. It doesn't have any ships on it because I'm trying to guess where his ships are located, and this is going to keep track of my guesses and tell me if I hit or miss. So the only thing I need to use here is I need to either fill in my guesses as hits or misses in these 2 tables. So we're going to let Mr. Tong go first. So while he's guessing, I need to be on the enemy guess page. So he's going to tell me a guess, and I'm going to enter it. I'm not going to look and try to figure it out. I'm just going to enter it, and the Desmos is going to tell me where it is. So
all right. So here I am. I'm on my guesses, the your guesses page. So I'm going to give you a coordinate. You're going to tell me hit or miss, and then I'll enter it in the appropriate either miss or hit column on the your guesses page.
All right.
All right. I'm thinking you're putting me in quadrant 3 here. Okay. I'm going to go with a radius of 3.
So I just type it in under radius 3.
I'm going to go radius 3, and let's go 7 pi over 6.
So we can see that's right there. So when you do pi, it's easiest to just type pi, 7 pi, and then it changes it to a pi over 6. And now I can see where his guess lands. It puts a little X there, right?
X? Are you sure it's an X? Is that...
well, on this page, it's always an X, and I have to tell you if it's hit or miss. So since it's not on one of my colored dots, you missed. So he's going to enter that in the miss. You'll see that in a second when I make it.
So I said 3 and 7.
Yeah,
6.
And that's right. Yeah, you got to confirm that, guys, by the way.
So I'm putting it in my miss.
All right.
Little table here.
We should mention...
Now, on mine, one second, I'm sorry. On mine, it shows up as an empty circle, kind of like a hollowed out circle.
Yeah.
Because I missed. If I had hit, I believe it would give me a solid circle. Right. Is that correct?
Yep. So we'll see that here on mine. So now that's kind of like phase 1 of this turn. Phase 2 is now Mr. Tong is gonna I'm gonna guess on Mr. Tong. So I need to switch over to now my guess sheet when it's my turn to guess, and he's gonna go to the enemy guess.
Yep.
Now when I'm guessing, keep in mind this is like the sheet that you guys, the polar graphing page that Mr. Tong gave you, that you've got pi over 6s, you've got pi over 3s, you've got pi over 4s, but don't forget there's pi over 12s. So like we've got a pi over 12 here and a 5 pi over 12 here, and a 7 pi over 12. So I'm going to guess a pi over 12 just to have a little fun. So I'm going to guess an angle of 7 pi over 12, which I think is here, with a radius of 1.
All right. So you're going radius 1.
Yep.
And you said 7 pi over 12?
Yes.
So let me type that in. And that is coming up as an X that is not on one of my ships.
All right.
So you have a miss.
So notice, guys, I didn't type it in until he told me. So now it's a miss.
Yep.
I'll just confirm with him. I had
Yep.
1, and I
Yep.
had 7 pi over 12, right?
Yep, correct.
So now you can see, as Mr. Tong was describing, it shows this open circle, so I know it as a miss. All right? So now that's the end of turn 1. We're going to turn 2. Mr. Tong is going to take a guess. So now I go back over to here.
All right. So I missed in quadrant 3, I think it was. I'm going to try quadrant 4.
Okay.
Let's go a radius of 1
Okay.
and an angle of 1 pi over 4.
Miss.
I guess it wasn't close.
I guess I just gave him some information.
I guess
right?
it wasn't close. So we're going 1 and 7 pi over 4 as a miss.
I guess I should have waited. I gave him some information there.
All right, your turn.
Okay. By the way, when you went quadrant 3 last time, I could have just said miss.
Okay.
I'm giving him some hints, guys, so this goes a little faster so you can see what happens when we hit.
Yeah, if we hit, but go on.
Yeah. All right. My guess. I'm going to go with quadrant 3.
No, don't do that.
Okay. Quadrant. All right. Quadrant 4.
That could work.
All right. Quadrant 4, I'm going to go with a radius of 2. And I'm going to go for 11 pi over 6.
That's going to be a miss.
Okay. So I'm going to put that in miss. I had 2 and 11 pi over 6. All right, I'm going to tell you one of mine so they can see what a hit looks like.
Where should I guess?
11 pi over 6. All right, so I have a miss. Notice it's two misses there, guys, those open circles. Oh, actually, I want to get a hit because they can see my screen, not yours.
Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you next time. I'll take another
so
shot here. I'll go
guess.
quadrant 2. Let's go radius 3.
Quadrant 2 is a good quadrant for you.
Okay, radius 3.
Miss.
5 pi over 6.
So notice here on my table, guys, I got to hit enter to get to the next row here. And as we go, I can keep making this bigger. It's not enter, I'm sorry, it's tab. Why is it going down here? This is weird. Okay, anyway, what was yours?
3 and 5 pi over 6.
5 pi over 6. All right. Yeah, then I just click in the next box. That's how.
Is that a hit or not a hit?
That is a miss.
Darn it.
As soon as you went radius 3, you had yourself a problem.
I was in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
You guys should not be giving these hints, by the way.
Over 6.
All right, want to just give me one?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. It looks like you could go with 3.
Yep.
And pi over 12.
Okay. So guys, just so you know, we're just doing this so you can see what a hit looks like on your side when you actually get a hit. So I'm gonna go with let's see, 13 pi over 12. 13 pi. I'm already putting it in hit because I know he told me it's a hit. 13 pi over 12, but I'm gonna go with a radius of -3.
Getting fancy. I see what you're doing there. So you're going into quadrant 3.
Yeah.
You're aiming. You're facing in quadrant 3, and then you're walking backwards.
Yeah, just because I want to have a little fun with you.
All right.
All right, and that's a hit, you said, right?
Because it's showing an X on my orange battleship here.
Right, and so you see for here, guys, now I know I'm in the ballpark. Now I'm going to guess all around here. Let's do one more and let you get a hit so that they can see how the X is here. So let's go with, you could go with that same angle, but maybe a radius of 2.
All right, so, all right, that's Theo, my dog, everyone. So just plug that in while I first.
Absolutely. So if he goes radius 2, and we said pi over 12, let's say he guessed. I put that in, and I tell him hit because the X lands right on the spot there. So I wanted to show you this because it's hard to see the X's when they're hits, especially on the orange because it's a red X. So I tell him hit, and then he would type that in on his side. I think you guys have the gist of it. You keep playing until someone sinks all 3 ships of the other players. The one thing you have to do is once they get an X on all, so if he gets all 4 of these, when he gets the last one, I have to say like, oh, whoops. I have to say, you sunk my ship. You know, if you know the ship, you can say, you sunk my battleship. So he knows to stop guessing over there, all right? So that's how you play. Have fun.